Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. The time is approximately 8. I'm looking up and down. I have a new clock on the wall, I'm so happy. The time is approximately 8:38 p.m. and the date is Monday, October 22nd, 2018. It is 2 nights before the full moon in Taurus, which I've only been reading about today really online. It's so funny because my primary goddess is a full moon goddess, so one would think I would be up on all these full moons, but I digress. The date, I already told you, the time I already told you. You know, I wanted to do like an informal chat talk thing, because I've really never done that before in my YouTube videos. And I must admit I'm being a little lazy, and I'll tell you why I say that, because I would say roughly half of the videos I do have an accompanying WordPress blog post. So when I can do a video and not have an accompanying blog post, it's a treat for me. It's like, okay, I'm gonna relax a little bit. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to spending more time doing more videos. And there are some videos that I need to catch up on ASAP, to be perfectly blunt about it. But I wanted to talk a little bit about just a few things in general. I definitely want to talk about, and it's a topic I don't usually talk about, and it's ironic considering some of my personal favorite metaphysical, magical, mystical, spiritual YouTube channel content creators mentioned this. And that is specifically the YouTube community that is centered around tarot and oracle cards. And it's funny because one would think that by now I would have talked about us. And that's the thing, you know, it's only the last few years that I have felt a sense of belonging. And I think that's because of a lot of reasons. Number one is a lot of inner work on my part. Number two, my spiritual practices. Number three, healing of a lot of emotional wounds. And, you know, I don't have a history of feeling like I belong anywhere. So it does feel good to not only feel but know that I belong to so many communities. I love that I'm a part of the magical community. I love that I'm a part of a community of witches and diviners and psychics and magical practitioners in the New York City area. I love that I'm a part of the bear community. I love that I am a YouTube channel content creator that focuses on the metaphysical, the magical, the mystical, and the spiritual. So it feels good to feel like I belong and to know that I belong. Belonging is still a somewhat unfamiliar concept for me because I have a long history of not feeling like I belong anywhere. And I've been noticing that, yes, I do belong. I absolutely belong, and I have the right to belong. So it feels good to have that, to know that, actually. It's so funny because, you know, I'm always singing the praises of Simon of Hermit's Cave. And the funny thing is, you know, to this day, all these years later, or has it been months? I think it's been years, actually. All these years later, I tend to find out about new oracle card decks, new tarot decks, and super cool tarot tags from his YouTube channel. I am massively behind on his videos. Massively, massively, massively behind. And I remember shortly after I subscribed to his YouTube channel, I decided I was going to watch every one of his videos. And that went to pot because I became busy, then I became busier, And it was just like, okay, there's no way I'm catching up at this point. So, I used to give people flack, never to their faces, but I used to give people flack when they were behind on my videos. I'm like, how are you behind on my videos? Now I get it. People live their lives, people are busy, people have spouses, children, animals, all of the above, not to mention full-time positions of employment, going to school, etc., etc., etc. So if you're massively behind on my videos, I'm no longer upset with you. No, but seriously, it's I have videos that I haven't even uploaded yet. The other thing that's been on my mind off and on recently. So one of my all-time favorite people on the planet is Swan of Dreamers on YouTube, and it's so funny because there is something irritating my nose. Hold on, is there a tissue on your side? Because I don't see the tissue on my side. Do you have a napkin nearby? Okay, so I'm just going to have to do this from time to time, and I apologize, YouTube. Oh, anyway, let's see how this works out now. So recently, I had what I call a sacred play date with Swan of Dreamers. And I love sacred play dates. I love when I can spend time with her and we can hang out and chat and talk about things and, talk about different oracle card decks and tarot decks and the metaphysical, the magical, the mystical, the spiritual. But, one of the things that she had mentioned to me is that I'm more of an influencer than I realize. And, the funny thing is, I mean, even saying the word influencer, it sounds like a foreign concept to me. And it's sort of like, okay, so clearly I have more influence than I realize. And for the record, influencer is a social media term. It's so funny. I used to refer to myself as very novice with social media. And then I used to refer to myself as an idiot savant when it came to social media. And I remember one time somebody referred to me as a guru in social media. And I was like, oh, I don't know about guru, because that's like really. But the guy was right. I really know how to make social media work for me. And I was very unsuccessful with it with Facebook. I tried. I really tried. But I think the thing about Facebook for me was I could not stand all the politically themed posts. I really couldn't. I'm very, politics and I have this very, I don't know, we have this very unusual relationship. And generally speaking, when it comes to politics, it's like, I guess you're necessary, but I'm not really fond of you, but I need you more than I realize, that type of thing. It's not like, I love you and I adore you so much and I cannot stand the thought of being without you, or I hate you. It's neither one of those things. I neither love politics nor I hate politics. I don't hate anyone. And I am crystal clear that I refuse to allow hatred to enter my heart and soul. Because for me, that's the beginning of the end. That's the beginning of my fall from grace. That's the beginning of my death. If I allow even a shred of hatred to enter my heart and soul, then I might as well slice my wrists. And I might as well just drop dead. And I might as well just walk off a building. Because that is what it means to me to allow hatred to enter my heart and soul. Now, there are certain people that do things that I don't like and that I'm not fond of. Do I hate them for doing it? No. But am I going to shower them with hugs and kisses because they do it? No. No. Not for a second. Not for a second. But yeah, I've gotten to the point, and I got to the point with, between all the political posts on Facebook and the double standards on Facebook. There's an amazing photographer. His name is Mike Stokes, and he takes photographs of men that were in wars and that lost limbs, usually legs, and they usually have prosthetic legs, like the blade type legs, but they have these superiorly sculpted torsos. And it seemed like those photographs were always banned from Facebook. Meanwhile, a heifer named Kim, any heifer named Kim, take your pick, Kardashian or Davis. It seemed like every time I'd log onto Facebook, right there, a photograph of a heifer named Kim. Heifer Kim. Heifer Kim. I'm like, really? Come on. So that's why I finally deactivated my Facebook page for the second and last time, Monday, November 21st, 2016. I'm not kidding. I can hear Judge Scheinlin's voice in my head. I remember the hour and the second. She was trying a case, and she had asked somebody, I forgot if it was the defendant or the plaintiff, when they were divorced. And she said, I don't remember. I don't know. And Judge Scheinlin says, I remember the hour and the second. Got a lot of laughs in the gallery, by the way, as I figured it would be. Hold on. I don't know why that's like that. So why don't you tell me how much time I have left? It is recording, right? Okay.
10 minutes.
Okay, why don't you set the timer to 8 minutes? Sorry about that, YouTube. A lot of crazy things are happening. I think that there's, and I want to say, there are a lot of energetic shifts that have taken place in 2018. A lot of energetic shifts. One of my favorite blogs is Angel Lorem, Tarot and Healing, by the Lisa Friedborg Eddy, also known as Lisa Friedborg. Love her blog. So when she was writing about this upcoming earth-shattering full moon, I was like, earth-shattering? Okay. And when I started reading the post, I'm like, oh yeah, I can see the earth-shattering part now. So I'm just like, I always feel the need to reassure people that use Facebook. I don't hate you for using Facebook. I don't dislike you for using Facebook. I don't judge you for using Facebook. I don't disapprove of you for using Facebook. For some of you, Facebook is very convenient, and it helps you, and it makes your life easier, and it helps you network better. Facebook stopped doing good things for me, which is why I deactivated my Facebook for the second and last time on Monday, November 21st, 2016. Usually if I discontinue using a website once, that's one thing, but twice, it's a done deal. On a lighter note, I do love Twitter. I really enjoy Twitter, and I'll admit, I will acknowledge this. So I think those of you who live in the United States know that there's a certain individual. Some people refer to him as number 45. Candy Samples, one of my favorite drag queens of all time, used that phrase one time when she was performing with Reverend Yolanda at Church with a 2 Drink Minimum. And I was like, number 45, I love that. So yeah, I refer to him as number 45. So because of his obsession with using Twitter, I tend to use Twitter a lot more often, but for good things and for good reasons. I'd like to say they're good for things and good reasons. But yeah, so anyway. By the way, tonight is the night before the sun enters Scorpio, which is the sign of transformation. And it's one of the reasons I'm wearing this pendant, and I'm going to have my awesome audiovisual person do a close-up on the pendant. It is a cartouche, which is the French word for cartridge. And you'll notice in the center of the cartouche is a scarab. The scarab is the ancient Egyptian symbol of transformation. And Scorpio happens to be the Western astrological sign of transformation. So I tend to wear this pendant when the sun is in Scorpio. I tend to associate earth signs and water signs with evening, which is why I started wearing this pendant the night before the Sun entered Scorpio. Because according to my copy of Llewellyn's 2018 Daily Planetary Guide, the Sun enters Scorpio at approximately 7:22 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So I figured starting to wear it the night before is ideal. As for the t-shirt, Museum Company, which I only recently found out is still in existence. They used to have a store in Manhattan. Oh, I would love going to that store. At the time, I didn't have much money for the things that I wanted to buy. But knowing that they still have a store, even if it's just online only, makes me so happy. But I'm going to see if they have any physical locations as well, like physical brick and mortar stores as well. Because I'm more inclined to like buy in a physical store than an online merchant. But yeah, this is one of my favorite t-shirts of theirs. I have two of their t-shirts. It has this ancient Egyptian motif on both of them. But this one I really love because it looks like papyrus. Anyway, if you have not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel of yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, I absolutely invite you to do so. Do remember to click or tap the bell icon. That way you will receive a notification every time I upload a video. And I cannot over-recommend periodically checking to make sure that your bell icon remains clicked or tapped. I had an incident recently where I had been unsubscribed, or rather I had been denotified of 3 YouTube channels, one of them being Simon of Hermit's Cave. Because for the longest time I wasn't receiving a notification. I'm like, what the hell? So I periodically recheck, just to be on the safe side. So now I do this with all the YouTube channels from which I'm subscribed. And when I subscribe to a new YouTube channel, or new to me anyway, like Conjurer's Table, I happily subscribe to their channel. I click the bell. So every month or 2 months, my divine guidance is telling me, recheck the notifications, just in case. Also, if you have not already subscribed, I already said that, if you have not already scheduled a sacred session with me, whether it is a reading, a private metaphysical class, or an energy healing treatment, please do so as soon as you can. I'm pretty much done for October 2018, but I still have some availability left for both November and December 2018. I already purchased my metaphysically oriented 2019 appointment calendar. It will start shipping on Tuesday, November 13th. Once I receive that appointment calendar for 2019, I will begin scheduling appointments from January through April. Actually, January through May of 2019. Although technically I already have appointments scheduled for January, May, August, and December of 2019. I stand corrected. January, March, May, August, and December 2019. Once they're in the book, they're really, really official. But technically, they're tentative/definite. And that's it, YouTube. Thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do. I wish all of you a beautiful evening, and I absolutely wish all of you and yours profound peace, deep and powerful healing, and ever-increasing divine financial supply. Many blessings, and good night.